had some success with that, but we're about to go live.
There you go. So you heard it from Moses. That is the breakdown in the pregame, but we are going to be going live on 3 right here. compLexity versus iBUYPOWER on DDoS 2. It's anybody's ball game as these two powerhouses of Invite face off once again for the second time this season. iBUYPOWER got the better of them in the first one, and we're going to see who can take the second one. And a quick wrap-up from the first match that we watched, United 5 versus Reliable Gaming. Some people still asking who won that match. It was United 5, 16-11 over Reliable Gaming. And here we go. We are live. And some exchange of fire in the middle area, and Day's going to get pegged down to 68 points of health. Steel down to 70, AZK down to 75. A nice grenade being lobbed down long A early in this round as we see Sean Garris. Oh, a jumping dink from Steel into the pit is going to drop him down to 18 points of health. So a nice shot from him. And we are going to be seeing the recovery now from compLexity as it looks like they're going to go for a little bit of a mid push, and here it comes. Swag's going to be able to pick off the first one. That's Sean Garris going down, and Swag's still getting peaky in the middle. He's going to be getting spammed down now. No exchange of fire just yet. Simphis is finally able to connect onto Swag, and that is a 1-for-1 trade, definitely favoring the terrorist side of iBUYPOWER. Simphis able to open things back up onto Skadoodle. AZK is going to drop Anger in the A bomb site, and Simphis with a third frag. And he's doing some big work for his team. Make that a fourth frag. Simphis looking for the ace now. That's 10 HP on AZK. He's the last man standing, and Simphis is going to pick up the ace in the pistol round. And that is huge momentum for compLexity. Beautiful round from Simphis, hitting some absolutely nutty shot.
Oh god, Simphis is so underrated, it's unbelievable. But that shot he had going up that ramp on Cat was just amazing. But you saw that aggression in the middle. Both teams, they kind of fell back, and once they realized Sean was so low they weren't going to be able to hold long, they just got aggressive in mid and retook that mid. And they were just able to kind of flank. And just a huge round by Simphis to get all those frags.
That's exactly what you have to do when you're at a bit disadvantage in health. You really need to go for information, especially when you forfeit big parts of the map like they did with Long.
Yeah, they forfeited one side that they knew they couldn't hold, and they made a play in another, and it worked out for them.
Alrighty, and we see Sean Garris opening things up this round as he has only picked up the pistol, and I'm under the assumption that he is most likely saving up for that big green for the next round. As we see Anger getting it in as well, dropping 2. Simphis, or Sean Garris going to be able to drop 1 as well, and Steel, the last man standing, does drop 2, but nothing's going to be able to take him out. So there you go, compLexity 2-0. To start things off in this matchup.
This is where it's going to get interesting because iBUYPOWER is clearly going to go for the rifle buy and see what they can make of it. Cole won't be surprised though, they're all rifling up, and as you predicted, Sean does have the op.
And I think he'll go for a mid peek here because he knows they can't afford an op even if they do buy.
And he does, and he gets it, and the bomb has been dropped down in dark in middle. So an early opening frag Skadoodle is going to go down at the hands of Sean Garris, and now he's going to be peeking in towards this lower B. And we're going to see what he can do here. He's got Steel right on the other side of the doors, and Steel's going to peek out here in just a second. Sean Garris doesn't connect with the shot, but now he's got all that information that 2 have come out from lower B. So now the excitement is raised. AZK with the bomb on his back, holding outside of the long A area, but nice spam from Day is going to be able to take down Sean Garris in middle, and there goes the AWP. He was able to get that opening frag, but unfortunately not able to connect with anything else. And Steel on the top of the Xbox is going to be able to take down Simphis as well, and now things back well in control of iBUYPOWER this round, as it is a 4 versus 3, and now they've only got 3 CTs to cover those 3 areas of the map, Catwalk, long A, and the B bomb site, as I'm stuttering like a retard. But we do have Hiko here playing a very interesting angle in B and the little cubby. And he's going to come under fire from Dazed here in just a second as nothing gets taken down. But Hiko's able to drop 1. Swag's going to instantly trade that one out. And now it's all on Anger, who's all the way at the long A area. He's going to spot Steel in middle. He's already taking him down. And now it's a 2 versus 1. The bomb has been planted at the B bomb site. And AZK and Swag going to be in defense of this area. So we will be seeing if Anger decides to go for this or if he's going to fall back and hold on to his M4. Right now, it does look like he's going to go for it. He does pick up a kit, so he's got that. And he's got a little bit of time. Flashbang over the top's not going to really do anything this far into the round, and they have a nice crossfire from the B halls and from the side of door. So AZK is going to clean him up, and there it is. iBUYPOWER on the board early in this one. 2-1, first gun round in favor of iBUYPOWER.
And you saw that mid-aggression from both teams, and it really worked out in iBUYPOWER's favor, but I think part of that is the product of, Sean just getting too over peaky with that op. Just got spammed eventually after a couple peaks when they knew where he was already, and then Simphis deciding to stay in that middle and still peak aggressively. And iBUYPOWER is just an amazing team at getting those picks and then finding a spot on the map to exploit when they have a man advantage, and that's exactly what they did.
All right, and we do see now the op on the back of Skadoodle. compLexity on the save. They have picked up a couple of CZ75s in anger. The only one that hasn't purchased a pistol in this round is I believe he had the lowest amount of money on his team. As you see, Simphis still with 3,100, Nothing with 3,900, and Hiko with 3,200. So the money is going to be good the next round. compLexity will be buying on this next one. And we're going to see what they can do on this eco round. And so you can look at the scoreboard and see Steel 4 and 3. The ping difference, he doesn't give a crap. It doesn't matter to him. He's fine. And here comes the aggression in middle. Dave's going to drop to the hands of Sean Garris. He's looking for the gun. He does pick it up eventually, but Steel's going to take him down. And now picking up that weapon is going to be Nothing, but he is stuck. And he is getting spammed right on the elbow from Steel up there on the catwalk, and they are going to be able to get away with this gun. So a nice play from compLexity, able to get a 1-for-1 trade in middle and an AK-47 out of it, but Simphis is going to get dropped in the CT spawn dark area, and Steel finally gets taken down by Nothing, and now it's a 2-to-2 trade. So 3-on-3 is going to be the final analogy right now, as we have Skadoodle, Swag, and AZK facing off against Nothing, Hiko, and Anger, and a nice nade's going to rain on Nothing's parade, dropping him down to 32 points of health, as they are going to be able to get into this A bomb site and get that bomb plant. Anger going to get aggressive here, and he is going to get taken down by Swag. Swag looking for more. He is going to get it. Hiko gets dropped as well, and Nothing, the last man standing over there by the catwalk area, and he's going to fall back and try to hang on to this AK. Swag coming around the corner. He is going to get taken down by Nothing. So a nice shot from Nothing, going to be able to stem the bleeding just a little bit for compLexity. And this has been a relatively successful eco round, especially if Nothing is able to hold on to this AK.
Now, it's a tale of two different compound errors. So in the previous round, Simphis made the mistake of sticking around in mid to get spammed down eventually by Steel after losing Garris. We almost had the same thing happen there, where Daze goes out quickly and doesn't get traded instantly. They managed to pick up Garris, but then Steel decides that he needs to go out and get more. He'll get Simphis and spawn, but he'll also die to Nothing. Now, that gave 2 rifles to the CTs, and they easily could have retaken the round then with 2 rifles on a retake at A plat. Luckily enough for them, though, Swag was able to take them both out. Full buys from both teams finally, so we'll see how it turns out.
Right, and I think iBUYPOWER played that right. They just got up catwalk quickly because they knew the 2 EKs were down in mid, and once those are picked up, those terrorists have the advantage on that ramp, so they just took them through nades.
Alrighty, and as it was stated previously, we do have a full gun round across the board. The big green on the back of Skadoodle, the big green on the back of Sean Garris. We could see potentially an op battle as 4 members. Well, it was 5 members of the terrorist side were working towards that long A corridor. The bomb has worked its way all the way back to T-spawn. It is on the back of Dazed, who is the team's strategy caller. So he has dropped it down in dark, and we are going to see a revamp of the original strategy. I believe that aggression at long was to be able to try to push 2 members out, as they do have Skadoodle in pit with an AWP. And he's going to be looking for that pick onto Sean Garris. But Garris is going to be playing on the catwalk, and that might exactly be where iBUYPOWER is going to go. So I'm going to hang in the eyes of Sean Garris here, as he's going to come under fire of potentially 3 members of iBUYPOWER. Nice nade's going to do some good damage on his Steel. And there it is, the opening frag in favor of compLexity. Without a trade being made, Swag was around the corner, but he decided not to peek it. And we are going to see Nothing getting a frag as well. And the Skadoodle op is dropped. Anger is going to take down AZK. And this is going to be all on Dazed. 5-to-1 is the ratio of players. Make that 4-to-1, as he is able to take out Nothing. But they do know that he's on catwalk, and they do know that the bomb is on his back. And he's going to peek out right into the off barrel of Sean Garris. He has taken down Simphis as well. But there it is, Sean Garris finally able to dispatch him. So 3-to-2 now, compLexity trying to string as many CT rounds together as they can.
So Moses, when you get that much long control at the start of the round, you get nothing out of it. What do you think the next best play for iBUYPOWER would have been?
Well, you know, when they took it, they were kind of relying on Skadoodle to try and get a pick, but Sean managed to outpick him there. But with 3 long, you got to wait for that pick that Skadoodle can get to open the round, or you got to make action on the other side of the map to get someone to rotate out of A. That way you have a little bit less resistance when you're coming up long. It's just such a long pathway. It's hard against nades and flashbangs constantly, so you kind of got to either make something happen quick or get people to leave that site.
Absolutely, and as you can see, some opening damage. Skadoodle with the AWP in hand once again. He laid a shot down on Hiko in middle. It took him down to 25 points of health, and he is going to be in defense of that B-bomb site. But it does look like the terrorist side of iBUYPOWER is going to be going for a potential mid-B split here, and that could bode well for them as Hiko is already gravely injured in that B-bomb site. And here comes the smokes and the flashes here in just a second. And the push coming out middle is real. Swag and Steel and Dazed are on the save. AZK and Skadoodle have picked up rifles this round, so we're going to see if they can put them to work here. But coming out of middle now, they are working their way out. Skadoodle's going to get dropped by Sympus, and Sympus looking for more. He's going to find one more, but AZK is going to be able to take him out. Hiko, there in support of his teammate, is going to be able to trade that frag. So AZK gets dropped, and now they have taken the B bomb site. So some spam from Hiko, trying to prevent this bomb plant, but he's not going to be able to do it. The bomb has been planted, and Swag's going to get the better of Hiko. So now it's a 3 versus 2 post-plant, but no guns in the hands of the terrorist side, as Dave's going to eat a lot of spam through that B double doors, down to 26 points of health. And the flashbang's going to actually blind nothing, and it's going to be all on Swag now, as he is the last man standing, and he's looking for something. He is able to take down one. Unfortunately, not able to take down any more after that. So, but a fantastic, I want to call it an eco round. Even though they had 2 guns, I want to call that an eco round, and that was definitely successful.
Yeah, and you're kind of seeing what iBUYPOWER is going to be trying to do. I know it was half by, but that's 2 rounds in a row where their offense has kind of been predicated on Skadoodle getting a pick with that op. You know, the last round he went long, and everyone played defensive while he peeked the bomb site. And this round he kind of tried to get a pick out mid. It hasn't worked quite yet for him, but that was actually a really successful save round with the bomb down and 3 kills.
Cannon, you want to cast a round?
Sure, yeah, I got this. So it looks like we're going to have another save coming in here from iBUYPOWER, just to try to get their money right. Going for a slow working of B tunnels with the Days scouting out at launch, trying to grab as much information as he can. And it looks like we're going to develop into a quick mid-B split. Nothing's in spawn. Dropping the first. Sympus actually gets the first one from outside B. Nothing holding off in spawn. So iBUYPOWER is just stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's no way. Oh, as I say that, Days manages to pick up a kill, and so does Steel. So now it's a 1-on-3 for Days, who's stuck in the middle of Plat with only 19 bullets to his name, and bombed down the other side of the map. Gets taken out by Semphis, so it was an interesting play. It was clearly called by.
That's another ace for Semphis, by the way, too.
Oh, look at that! He's man of the match so far.
Jeez.
Yeah, he aced that round.
That was actually a kind of a textbook hold on that mid. The way they were positioned, they let him get out and just kind of drew aggro to the window, and then he fell back when he had the aggro, and then the guy in CT spawn drew the aggro, got a kill, and then kind of just played a passive so the window guy could get more, and that was great. It was all perfect up until they lost one, obviously, but. That's how you play those situations.
Absolutely. So 2 aces now in this matchup, 7 rounds in. Semphis doing some work for his team. And here comes the push out long A. And oh, look at Anger. Oh, unfortunately, they did spot him. And Daze and AZK going to be able to combine to decimate Anger and Sean Garris. And that's going to open up this long A. And the rotation is coming from the CTs. And look at this play. Swag still in the B tunnels. Just lurking, trying to gather that information, like you said, Cannon Chow, and unfortunately it's not going to come his way, as 2 members of compLexity have pushed all the way over onto the catwalk from mid, but he is going to be able to scout out this B area and find out that it is completely clear, and that bomb going to be hustling its way back. They're strapping the Nikes on now as they work their way back towards this B bomb site, and Swag has worked his way all the way in, but Hiko's going to be able to drop one. That's Dazed in middle. We're going to be looking for some more frags coming from compLexity, because they're definitely going to need it, because the bomb is working its way from T-spawn to the B tunnels to the B site, and Swag pushing all the way out. Oh, he's going to get caught though by nothing, so all of that work for naught, as he is going to eventually finally get taken down and spotted, and now the bomb site is not secure. Nothing with a second frag in the B bomb site. He's finally going to get taken down by Steel, but you still have Hiko and Semphis alive for the CT side, and they are looking for some frags here. Is Semphis going to find one? No, that's Hiko spamming through the smoke. Drops Steel down to 7 points of health. And the bomb working its way into the site is going to get planted. And Hiko looking for the frag. He's not going to find it just yet. But on the flank now is Semphis. And he's going to catch Skadoodle here in just a second, as we see him tracing Skadoodle over by car. Steel in the back of the site. It's a patient play. Nice play from compLexity, able to drop one, and coming up over top of the boxes now is going to be Semphis, but Skadoodle is going to get dropped from the back by Hiko. So a nice round from compLexity. Now they're up 6-2. If you're iBUYPOWER, what do you need to do in this situation in order to stem the bleeding? I mean, compLexity is just running away with these rounds.
Yeah, you know, that round was actually, that was a 3 versus 5, and compLexity managed to win it. Great play by Nothing, but iBUYPOWER actually played that right. You know, with Swag creeping in there, noticing that it's clear and the whole team rotating back, it just took a little bit too long, and Swag got unlucky with Jordan getting that kill. But you notice on those clutch rounds, that 2v2, how patient those compLexity players were, and it's sometimes so annoying to deal with that. You want someone to peek, you want to be able to get that kill, but compLexity is just so disciplined in their patience.
Alrighty, and we actually see Steel opening things up early in this round. Semphis with the AWP. He thinks he's invincible right now, but he's going to get taken down by Skadoodle. And finally, Skadoodle on the board for his team. That's the first frag of the match for him, as he's finally able to take one down. So Sean Garris and Semphis both being dropped early in this round. And I was following Anger, and it looks like he's lagging horrifically right now. Might have subsided a little bit, but he was like glitching around on my screen. But Nothing's going to be able to drop one. They do spot Steel in middle, but Steel is going to dink Hiko, and the bomb's going to be working its way into the B bomb site. Swag at the point, already over on the platform, and he's going to be able to smoke off that double doors, and he does spot Nothing's head and takes it off. So there it is, and Hiko's going to come in through the window. Swag with another one. So there you go. The last man standing going to be Anger, and he's going to get picked by AZK on the catwalk. So some nice play from iBUYPOWER, finally able to recover and get around in favor, because it's been all compLexity this half.
That was an interesting development, actually, because in eyes of Garris, he's picking into lower. You don't expect anything crazy to happen. Steel just flew down to lower tunnel and perfectly spammed him out to drop him.
You know, part of that's Steel's ping. Steel's ping makes him kind of hard to kill in these matches and scrims, and especially hard for an opper when it seems like he's in your crosshair and he's not quite there registry-wise.
But we do see the economy round coming out from compLexity. They have picked up a couple of CZ75s and a couple of P250s. And we're going to see if they can put them to work. And by the way, when I say P250, I mean P2000s. But the damage is real. Steel finally able to get a reflex shot onto Anger there on the CT ramp leading out of spawn. And that's going to be able to open up that A bomb site as Nothing is down to 6 points of health as well. See at the top of middle, still 2 members of the terrorist squad. And a nice decoy. I don't know if you guys saw that, but the decoy nade in lower B threw Hiko off a little bit, and he actually turned for it and got spotted by those 2 guys up at the top of mid and almost got killed. So some nice use of the utility nades from iBUYPOWER. And look at that. You can see the tip of the barrel of Semphis' gun. Oh, Skadoodle going to be able to take him down. And that's going to leave it all on Hiko. Nothing. And it was Sean Garris, but he got taken down as well. And Nothing trying to run his ass away. Only 6 points of health, and they are hunting, but I don't believe they're going to be able to find him before time expires in the round. So 6-4 now. iBUYPOWER trying to get their way back into it.
Now, Moses, you've actually been in this situation a couple times these past 2 seasons as a team that barely makes it to LAN, and you've had to struggle to get your way there. If you're compLexity right now, do you feel extra pressure considering you're only 4-4 with just the season a little bit over halfway done?
You know, maybe a little bit, but I mean, as a team who's in the same situation as compLexity right now, you kind of just got to focus on one match at a time and bring it back. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, no matter what the record is, they have all the confidence in the world that they can still make it to LAN. So I doubt that's going to make any impact on, like, you know, their practice regimen or how they're feeling. They just got to win match after match, and that's all you can really do about it.
Alrighty, as we do see the full gun round coming out from compLexity once again. 6-4 is the score, and the opening frag is going to go compLexity's way. Make that 2 frags. Is Nothing able to drop 2. Skadoodle's going to be able to answer back with that AWP in middle with a nice headshot onto Semphis. But Nothing looking for more. He's going to find it. Skadoodle gets dropped as well, so that's 3 big frags for Nothing this round. And he's playing some very solid CS as he is able to drop 3 of the opposing team in that middle area. Swag and AZK, your last 2 standing. And we're going to be able to see whether or not they can get anything going for iBUYPOWER, as they have dropped Nothing and Semphis, but they do face off with 3 M4A1s of compLexity. And it's interesting to see the push from long A. Sean Garris going to be able to look for one as AZK is able to find Hiko in the A bomb site. Actually, that was at the right outside of the B bomb site. So the rotation is going to be very, very long for compLexity as AZK posted up in CT spawn. The bomb is planted at B, and Sean Garris and Anger, they've got a little bit of an uphill climb in front of them, but AZK, he's going to be able to find one. Actually, that was Swag all the way from B. He's going to be able to pick Anger onto the CT ramp. And we do see the last man standing is Sean Garris, and he's in a bit of a iBUYPOWER sandwich, and AZK is going to be able to take him down.
And dude, what a play by AZK, smoking off that long, and you saw how complexity was positioned. You know that A bomb site is pretty easy to retake, much easier than the B bomb site. So they just gave it up, and they just kind of played so far away so that they could spot and try and get a better read for their teams to rotate. But AZK just kind of thwarted that setup perfectly by just jumping down into spawn and catching Hiko off guard, and that was just an amazing play by him.
Sorry, I had to ban somebody out of Twitch chat for real fast because he's being an annoying cunt. So we see complexity on the pistol round once again with the 5.7s, the P250s, and the CZ75s. So we are going to see them on the save, and iBUYPOWER looking to even things up 6-6 in this match, as it has been complexity early on just dominating. But iBUYPOWER has been able to scratch and claw their way back up into this one. So we do see Skadoodle with that op trained on catwalk. He's going to be working his way around just to see if he can spot any kind of a push coming from the CT side. They are a little bit heavy on the A side stack, and this could play well into their favor as 3 members of iBUYPOWER have worked their way out of long A. So we will be seeing if Hiko and Nothing decide to push this mid double doors, and if they do it now, they won't have anybody to contend with. However, Swag is now in lower B, just waiting for them for the push. Day's going to open things up this round, though. Steel's going to be able to drop one as well. Swag gets one, but Hiko's going to trade him, and that's going to make it a 2 versus 4. Hiko has picked up an AK-47, but the bomb has been planted at the A bomb site. And Anger looking for a frag there on catwalk, and for some reason, I'm specking Dazed, and he is completely upside down. Is he like that for you guys, too? That's ridiculous.
No, he's right set up to me.
Oh my god, that's gonna really hurt my head. He's literally, I'm taking a screenshot of this. He is upside down. But we do see the bomb as planted at the A bomb site, and it looks like the CTs of Hiko and Anger for complexity are going to be falling back and holding on to this AK-47 and the 5.7 that they have. And I am going to reconnect to the HLTV to try to get rid of that glitch, because that is going to give me a headache. Trying to figure out where he's looking when you're looking at the map completely upside down.
CSGO glitches are new and exciting every day.
I know, my god.
I was gonna say complexity was just up 6-2 just a couple minutes ago, and iBUYPOWER's just been on a roll. So it's turning out what could have been an amazing half for complexity. They're gonna have to fight to have just a pretty good half now.
And there it is. Skadoodle going to be able to open things up onto Hiko to start this round off, making it advantageous for this terrorist side of iBUYPOWER. 4 versus 5 situation. As we see Swag still harassing those B halls, doing his job absolutely sensationally so far in the past couple of rounds. So we will be seeing, it looks like iBUYPOWER is going to be gearing up for maybe a mid take, but Skadoodle is going to have second thoughts about that. Sean Garris gets dropped by the AWP in middle, and we are going to see complexity try to work their way around, and a nice shot onto Nothing in middle. And that's going to drop him down to 63 points of health as well. It might have been a nade or it might have been a wallbang. I'm not really sure which one it was. Skadoodle still looking for blood in mid. As we see Nothing actually picked up the op, and he got spammed in middle again. Now he's down to 1 point of health. But he does have an AWP, so we'll see if he can actually use it for good. But Swag's going to be able to catch him because he's lurked his way back into the B bomb site once again. So some good play from Swag, some heads up play. And we are going to be seeing a 2 versus 4. So this round looking like it's going to go in iBUYPOWER's favor. Anger's going to be able to drop AZK at long A. And we're going to see if they can get anything going in their favor. Talking about complexity on this round. But the bomb is on the back of Dazed. And I believe they are going to be working their way towards the B bomb site. So Simphus and Anger are a little bit out of position for this one. And they're probably going to yield the remainder of this round as it is a 3 versus 2. I feel like they should go for this. Moses, what do you think is the smart play in this situation?
I think with their money situation, they're making the right call. You saw once Jordan got killed by Swag on that B bomb site, the Simphus and Anger, they didn't even move off out of the A bomb site and off long A. I think they just, in their heads, they're like, all right, we're just going to take a gamble and hope they think we're rotating and end up coming A. And if they're not, who cares? We have 2 guns. And I think that's the right decision to make when they knew Swag had control of mid and it was going to be a battle just to get to B. But now iBUYPOWER's on the hunt. And that was kind of silly. I don't like that boost. When we hunt people, we think the smartest way to hunt, is just to send people everywhere just running straight. And who cares if they live or die? You just kind of find out where the enemies are. great if he gets a kill, but then the rest of your teammates kind of know. And I think that boost was a little bit silly.
The old 1.6 catwalk boost from Elevator.
Yep. But, you can also kind of see it at the same time where, he's trying to boost because they assume they're going to be saving long with, like, one in pit and one in cave, but it just didn't work out.
Well, there you go. Now Sean Garris going to get the better of Skadoodle this round with the AWP, and here comes the push from compLexity in the B halls, and there it is. Swag gets dropped. So an early 2 frag count for compLexity, and that's going to really open up this round in their favor as they are up 2 members to 3, or up 5 members to 3, pardon, as we will be seeing the bomb is on the back of Dazed, who is in the B tunnels. He's looking for a frag out there. That is Hiko in defense of that area with support from Semphis. And we will be seeing if they can get anything in their favor, talking about iBUYPOWER. But unfortunately, right now, it's all compLexity this round. And if compLexity can solidify this round, they're going to be looking very, very good for the second half. But Steel, with the AWP, able to drop Sean Garris and nothing in the A bomb site. And now they're able to push all the way up into A without any contest. So it is going to be a 3 versus 3 retake attempt from compLexity. They have Anger at long A, and they have Hiko and Semphis flanking from the catwalk. And this is going to be interesting to see because Steel with that AWP, he's watching down long A towards pit. And I feel like he knows that there's going to be one member of the CT Forces compLexity sitting down there, and that's Anger. Anger's able to take down one. AZK is going to answer back. Steel looking for one. He's not going to be able to connect with that shot, and he whiffs another one. So Steel, maybe not the strongest AWPer in the world, but he has taken down Semphis, and he's looking for the last one, but Anger's going to be able to get him, and I believe Anger has a kit. So this round is going to go in favor of compLexity. A nice effort from iBUYPOWER, able to get the bomb down. That's going to help them buy this next round, even though they don't really have an issue with their money. But 7-7 is the score, and things looking very good for compLexity in the first half.
Excusing the fact that it essentially came down to a 1v1, Moses, what's your opinion of having 2 ops on the terrorist side?
If you're going to do it on any maps, this is the map to do it. We personally don't like to do it. We have in certain situations, but 2 ops on this map, even on CT side, is pretty strong. As terrorist side, we feel like it kind of limits our options. We're not that kind of team like these guys where they like to get picks at certain places. We like to go towards an area and kind of see what's going on and then execute if we feel it's right. But 2 ops, you can make magic happen, and you saw it last round how it worked out.
Alrighty, but opening things up early in this round, Sean Garris all over the face of AZK. I believe that was down long A. They played a little bit of an aggressive play on long. And compLexity, they definitely are switching things up. You can definitely tell that as the rounds have progressed. They've kind of figured out maybe what iBUYPOWER has been doing at the beginning of these rounds, and now they're starting to counter that nicely. So a good opening pick from Sean Garris, going to be able to make this a 4 versus 5 in compLexity's favor. The bomb has been dropped outside of the B tunnel, so we do have 3 members of the terrorist force over there towards B. And we are going to see, is he going to peek mid? Oh, he does peek mid, and the wall bang is real. compLexity, nothing. Gets knocked down to 41 points of health. That M4A1 still in hand, and we do still have a 5 versus 4. Make that a 5 versus 3 as Semphis going to drop one. Swag's going to finally be able to answer back on that. But Hiko's still in defense of that bomb site. Nothing's there to support. Nothing's going to be able to take down one. Hiko looking over top of the boxes. Nothing's going to be able to take down Skadoodle, and the last man standing is Steel. And there it is. The first half goes in favor of compLexity, 8-7. And if they win this pistol round, iBUYPOWER is going to be in trouble.
And that was just, again, you saw that, when Cole had to retake that site, Hiko and Semphis, how patient they were retaking and let each other kind of make a play when the other one needed to. And you just saw that again out of Hiko in that bomb site, not getting too peeky. He knew, like you guys said, they had that double op set up, so he didn't just want to peek into a scope. He let his teammate draw the aggro, and then he gave his teammates time to rotate while he just prevented them from getting any advantageous positions before his teammates got there, and that was the right play to do. I think patience is one thing in this game that gets overlooked a lot, how effective it can be in certain situations. And I think if you want to follow a team that knows how to do it, compLexity is the one.
Alrighty, and once again, after the half, my game crashed, so I'm working on getting myself back in here. Alrighty, and we are actually live on 3, so here we go, boys and girls. iBUYPOWER now on the CT side. That is Dazed, Steel, AZK, Swag, and Skadoodle facing off against the now terrorist compLexity, Simphis, Sean Garris, Anger, Hiko, and Nothing. And a nice nade up on the catwalk is going to do 80 points of damage to Steel. He's down at 20 health as we see how the terrorists are going to be finagling their way around this map, and it looks like it's going to be an A take coming from the long A. Hiko playing the role of the Swag from the last half, just kind of lurking around in the B tunnels, but here comes the push towards the A site, and they are working their way across, and Skadoodle's going to be in trouble. Anger's going to be able to take him down. Swag gets one as well, but Steel is going to get dropped by Nothing, and that is a good start for compLexity on this T-side pistol. As we do see Hiko still in the lower B tunnels. He's going to be able to take down 2, looking for one more. That's Dazed to beat, and he gets him. So a beautiful round, a nice lurk from Hiko, able to shut down that rotation. 9-7, compLexity in the lead.
I gotta ask Moses, what's your opinion of having one pistol just sitting goose and sighting long like that with your other player on Cat? Do you agree with giving up that much of the map on pistol round?
Pistol round's tough because there's so many you kind of almost have to give up long, or you have to get aggressive on it because the map is so open. If they notice you're playing long, they can hit so many of the other maps, and it's really hard to defend everything else. So it's kind of something that you have to do almost, is spot it and hope you get a couple good shots. But I think they played it all right. Their shots just didn't connect when the terrorists attacked. Cole did a great job of just swarming and not giving them space to get a clear shot on anyone.
Alrighty, and once again this round, just like the first half, because compLexity won the pistol round in the first half, I believe, as well. So, you know, Sean Garris going for the P250 and head armor, saving for that AWP for the next round as well. And we do see iBUYPOWER on the pistol save, so we will be seeing if they can get any momentum switched in their favor, because right now compLexity is kind of walking all over them. I don't want to say it's been one-sided, because it obviously hasn't, but 8 rounds on the CT side is huge on DDoS 2. So compLexity kind of in control of this matchup right now. As we do take a look through the eyes of AZK, he's not going to be finding any action down there in the lower bottom of mid. The bomb is slowly working its way into B, and this is just like what we talked about in the United 5 Reliable Gaming match. Every single time Reliable Gaming was on the eco in the second half, you guys managed to go to the site they were not stacking. And this is exactly what has just happened in this matchup. iBUYPOWER, a little bit of a stack towards the A site with one lurking in mid, and compLexity walks their way into B.
Alright, it's just smart. It's just smart play, because losing an eco is so deflating. Especially at this level, it's unreal, and it can happen so easily with these pistols. You know, the 5.7 and the CZ, they're so strong. Especially compared to, you know, like 1.6 or even Source outside the Deagle. You know, these pistols are just so strong. And you saw compLexity. They stuck together and they kind of scouted a side out and saw nothing there and just moved in as a team. And, you know, even if they find, you know, 2 to 3 people stacked there, you're going to take the 5 guns over the 2 pistols, 3 pistols. It's just kind of a smart way to take bomb sites on ecos.
Alright, and a relatively uneventful finish to the round as no frags were exchanged at all. And the head armor was able to remain on the domes of iBUYPOWER with the exceptions of Swag and Skadoodle. But compLexity now up 10-7. And Sean Garris, he's going to be saving that P250 once more. And he's banking up some serious dough right now, as he does have $3,400 on him. And he'll definitely be able to afford that AWP next round for the first gun round. As we see one member of iBUYPOWER in middle. I'm trying to figure out who that was. That was Swag over there in mid, trying to harass a little bit, but unfortunately not able to find any kind of a frag or anything like that with the 5.7 down through mid. So things nice and quiet right now. compLexity on the slow play. This is the smart play as well. AZK is going to get aggressive on tunnels here. He's got Anger right on the other side. Swag right behind him as well. And there it is, Swag with the frag onto Anger, but unfortunately the dink was actually dealt by his teammate. So a nice change of events there. Hiko's going to be able to drop Steel at long, but he does get dinked as well from that 5.7. So we do see the cat push coming from compLexity, and a lot of damage going out. Dazed going to drop Sean Garris. Simphis going to get Skadoodle. Dazed looking for another one. He is going to get it, and that's going to leave it on a 2 versus 3. AZK with support from the catwalk as well. but he is going to get taken down by Hiko in lower B, so a nice lurk from him. Dazed finally able to get taken down, and that's going to leave it all on Swag, but Swag does have body armor and an AK-47 and a headshot onto Hiko, and it is a 1 versus 1. Nothing with the bomb on his back is going to get that plant in the A bomb site, and that's going to leave it all up to a 1 versus 1. Swag with 86 points of health, Nothing with 77, and we're going to see what kind of a play Swag has for us here, as I'm going to follow distinctly in his eyes, and I'm just going to let this round play out. So he gets the frag, but the bomb is going to blow. So there you go.
You know, I almost think Swag might have taken that too slow, but, you know, it was a save round, so they won the round either way. You know, regardless of whether they actually won that round, it's fully a win for them. They killed all 5, they got an AK out of it. Swag's rich, he can drop an op if he needs. So that couldn't have worked out better for him.
In a round of almost hads, as it turns out, when they were attacking up Cat and Dazed and Scott were trying to hold, Scott started spiking nearly over 200 ping. So and he continues to spike upwards of 100 right now. So maybe something is not quite right with Scott's connection, which is why we're seeing such low output from him tonight.
Which is unfortunate because he's been absolutely crucial in iBUYPOWER's success over the past couple of weeks. As we do see a little bit of a mid-B split coming from compLexity. And by mid-B, I just mean they're going to run out of mid.
Oh my god,
Swag with a nasty headshot onto Semphis down through the double doors. And he's looking for more. He's got Nothing right on the other side of window. And Nothing actually has made his way all the way into the site. Swag's going to be able to take him down, but not before losing his teammate, AZK, in the back of the site. Anger's going to be creeping in towards the B tunnels as well. And Swag's going to take him down. So a big round from Swag already. He still has 73 health as well. And he's still got Sean Garris to beat. Well, Sean Garris is down. Hiko's going to be the last man standing. And Swag looking for this frag, but Skadoodle's going to clean it up. So iBUYPOWER finally able to get something in their favor as they are able to pick up the first gun round. Yeah,
and that looked so much like it was just going to be Cole's round. Just like right after the first like 2 or 3 frags, it kind of looked like Cole had the advantage everywhere. And that's one of the things Swag brings to the table for iBUYPOWER is he just pulls out plays when you need him most. And you know, his ability to hold B that round was just not a lot of people can do what he just did.
I'm trying to figure out why I had something pop up on my screen, but there we go. Okay. Back to the action as we see compLexity on the save now. Anger has been already dispatched early in this round. 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock as we see compLexity trying to work their way out of middle. As they are going to be smoking and flashing, but the spam from Dazed, he's going to take down 2, and Swag going to take down the other 2. So a nice quick round in favor of iBUYPOWER. Swag picking up 3 more frags, and look at the frag difference for iBUYPOWER right now. Swag is just completely carrying them.
That's what he does. You know, that's why they picked him up, is because he has that ability to just take a match over, and that's what he's doing right now. Just he's coming up with huge plays when they need him most, and he's got him in the game because of it. Yeah, you know, if he wasn't over there doing his job like that so well, this match might already be over. He's helped them win a lot of crucial rounds.
Yeah, and you're also seeing the impact of, even though they didn't win round 3, they dropped every single gun on Cole's side, so they had to eco their last round, basically get a free round after winning the first gun round of the map.
Exactly.
So there you guys go. 11-9 is the score. iBUYPOWER took the first gun round and the subsequent eco from compLexity afterwards, as we do see a full-strength gun round, but the money situation not really good on either side right now. If iBUYPOWER loses this, they might be forced to eco. As you see, the lowest member on the team has 2,900. They might be able to force the next round as well. But compLexity, this is a must-win round. I don't want to say that this is the most important round of the match, but this might actually be the most important round of the match. And there's the smoke for mid, and Dazed pushes through, and we are going to see him try to hold this middle area, but they are working their way up Cat. Skadoodle going to be able to connect onto Sean Garris and onto Semphis, and the drop down into CT spawn, but Skadoodle doesn't give a damn. He's going to be able to drop 3, and Anger is going to be the last man standing with a 4 versus 1 situation. That's not going to be very good for him, as AZK is going to be able to take him down. So there you go, and compLexity going to be forced to save yet again.
Yeah, just such a strong round by Skadoodle there, and that's tough. That's, you know, Cole. I don't know if they didn't have him but they need to know that Skadoodle is going to be op in that long like that, and they need to have some smokes prepared to help them take the site and do the things they want to do to take it over. But that round they kind of just gave. Once Skadoodle got that first kill on that very first guy, you know, it's just kind of open season. It's like big buck hunter at the arcade.
Oh my God, your words, not mine.
It's also kind of unfortunate for Cole. That design wasn't a design take, assuming the op would be at car. I think they just presumed Ska would still be mid with the op. So it was good play by iBUYPOWER to actually get him there. A bad reaction by Cole. And we got action here on Cat. Still stuck in the cubby, facing all 5
Doesn't matter.
He'll pick up 3 and somehow manage to survive. He's got the last 2 running right at him. Can't complete the ace.
Telling you, this guy is hard to kill with 130 ping. I don't know what it is. It's difficult to kill.
There's something magical about the way hitboxes move at over 100 ping in this game. I really can't explain it. But if you're holding an angle, you're screwed. If you're running around, you might as well be Jesus.
Yeah. Especially against, you know, an opera. You know, you even saw when he had the op with 130 ping, he hit some crazy shots with it.
He's still connecting, yeah.
You know, you can't tell with HLTV whether, you know, it's on or not, but, you know, you get a little bit of a leeway with that kind of a ping. Not to say Steel's not a great player.
Skadoodle going to be able to drop one in the A-bomb site, and that's going to leave it all on nothing here. Bomb is on his back, but he's only got 25 seconds to work with. And Skadoodle's going to clean that up. So 2 more frags for Skadoodle, and he's getting himself right back into this one, as now he's the 3rd fragger on his team, as opposed to bottoming. I think he's picked up like 8 kills in the past 3 rounds.
And I'd like to see Cole be a little bit more aggressive. You know, one thing they did in the last gun round that they love to do with Jordan is they love to pop flash him up that cat, like really aggressively. They'll do it through smokes, they'll do it through counter flashes, they'll do it through fires. They just throw a flash and he goes. But I don't, you know, with iBUYPOWER not playing on catwalk, it's kind of ineffective. And so they need to find some other way to get picks other than that catwalk, because that's the main place, that cat in that mid where they've worked on trying to get an opening kill, and it hasn't worked out for them quite yet.
Alrighty, in a full gun round once again, compLexity losing their momentum as they've lost 4 straight gun rounds, or 4 straight rounds in a row, 2 gun rounds and 2 subsequent ecos afterwards. So we are going to see if they can get anything going in their favor right now, because it has been all iBUYPOWER ever since those first 3 rounds of this half, where compLexity won the pistol. So this is going to be very interesting to see, as Skadoodle posted up on catwalk with the AWP in that same position that we saw Sean Garris be effective early on. And we could potentially see an op versus op battle, as Sean Garris is going to be working his way up. Skadoodle has been forced back to the A ramp, so we are going to see that op battle on Cat, as we do have nothing at the point right now. We're just patiently waiting to see him come out. And this is an interesting spot. Look at where Skadoodle's looking. He's actually peeking a crack between the boxes on the A plat, and I guess you can see them come up through. Yeah, you can actually see them come up on Cat through there. So that's a neat little spot. I don't know if anybody. I didn't know about that. So
that's been used for a while. It's a hard spot to hit a shot.
Well, I think he was using it as an intel gathering device.
Just a spot.
But Skadoodle is going to open things up. Dazed is going to get one. Hiko trades that one out, as now Dazed is going to be able to get another one. Hiko does fall, but Dazed only 16 points of health, but he does have support from his teammates now, and he is going to finally go down at the hands of nothing. So a 2 versus 2, but compLexity going to lose this round due to time constraints, and there it is. So unfortunately for them, not able to get that round, and iBUYPOWER back in the lead.
And that is the 5th consecutive round they have failed to plant the bomb.
Yep. Well, you know, Dazed with, you know, 10 HP, I think in that situation sometimes was just going to let him plant. And I think that round, you know, he was so aware of the time. He was like, flash, let me peek, let me try and get that plant away, because they've got to defend it. And, you know, Semphis either, I don't know if he just didn't trust his teammate to be in the right position, or I don't know, maybe it was just kind of lost track of the time, just kind of got off the plant. And I think there you just kind of have to risk your teammate. You have to trust him to cover you. You have to get that plant down no matter what. So you're either going to have maybe a lose or a certain loss.
Alrighty, as we see Sean Garris getting dropped early in this round, still 1 minute and 10 left on the clock, as Day's going to be able to pick that one up at long A, and that's going to force them to go back towards the middle area. They're going to be running right into Swag and into I believe Skadoodle's AWP, but Swag's going to be able to drop 2. Hiko able to answer back with the Deagle, but he's going to get flanked from long A by Steel. A nice M4 headshot from him, and the last man standing going to be Simphis, and he drops down into CT. Unfortunately, not able to take out Dazed. So 13-11 now, iBUYPOWER, and iBUYPOWER in complete control of this second half. And it's like we talked about in the Reliable Gaming United 5 matchup about controlling that money situation, and right now they are doing it brilliantly. They are giving you a clinic on Dust 2 right now.
Yeah, they're playing really well, and Cole, you know, Sean has the op this round, so he's gonna need to come up with those impact frags he's so well known for to get him back into this game. They really need this round. It's huge.
So some fascinating play from iBUYPOWER as they decide to go 3-man aggressive on that long A, try to push Skadoodle up to pick through the long A double doors. And that's exactly what they did, and there's nobody home. So some information gathering process from iBUYPOWER, and they've actually pushed Steel up to the doors as well. And he's potentially going to be looking for that long A flank onto the terrorists in middle. But they do have Hiko sitting back this time watching for that flank. This is a smart play for them. Good nade's going to come in and do a little bit of damage on the Steel. Just let him know that I'm here. Hi Steel, I'm Hiko. I'm going to be nading you for a real quick second. But the bomb is in the B tunnels, and it looks like the compLexity squad is going to be working its way out mid. And Sean Garris with the op at the point. He's going to catch a counter flash, and that's going to be bad news for him, as Day's going to be able to take him down. Simphis answers back on AZK. Skadoodle gets one. Hiko gets one. And this is really getting exciting really quickly in this round, as it is a 3 versus 3. Simphis down to 12 points of health. Days down to 60, and the push from compLexity is coming to that B bomb site, but there are 2 members of iBUYPOWER over there ready for him. And now pushing out is going to be Anger. He's going to get dropped by Skadoodle's op. Make that Swag's op. Swag's going to be able to pick up 2 before Hiko trades one out, and that's going to leave it all on Doodle and Days to solidify this round. 15 seconds left, and there's really no hope for him to get this plant. He just has to go for these frags. He's already done that. He's made it a 1 versus 1 now. Hiko versus Skadoodle. Skadoodle has picked up the M4. The bomb is planted in the back of the bomb site. And there it is, a beautiful play from Hiko. Round recovery right there, and that's 4 huge frags for Hiko that round.
Hiko is so good in those situations. That's why they have him as their lurker generally, because he's so good in those clutch situations. Even with the disadvantage with the time limit, he still played that so well. And you know, this is going to be interesting because look at iBUYPOWER's money right now. If Cole wins this round, it's going to be 13-13, and iBUYPOWER is going to be on a save. So if they win this round, the power is completely in compLexity's hands.
I absolutely love seeing those 1v2 clutches and everything like that, because the chat just completely explodes after something like that happens. Like the Simphis pistol round ace, and then the subsequent gun round ace after that. But once again, we see iBUYPOWER getting aggressive on long A, and they're going to make Hiko pay this time. So no lurking frags for Hiko, so he's going to get dropped early in this one. As we see iBUYPOWER on the advantage over compLexity, but that can't rule them out because everybody on compLexity is such a lethal player, and here they come. Going to be working their way up towards Catwalk, and a good grenade is going to do a lot of damage to those guys up on Cat. And this is going to be really interesting to see how they adapt to this one, as Skadoodle is going to be peeking through that crack once again, but he is going to get smoked out, and he's going to peek over the top, and both of the members, that was Simphis and Skadoodle, both completely blinded. Skadoodle not able to find that frag, so Anger's going to be able to drop him, and now it's a 4 versus 4. Make that a 4 versus 3 as Steel able to drop nothing without any kind of a reply, and that leaves Anger, Simphis, and Sean Garris, your last 3 standing for the compLexity squad as they face off against Dazed, Steel, AZK, and Swag as they come up towards that catwalk. They do still have Steel at long A, and if he peeks out now, he's going to be able to find one. He's not going to be able to react fast enough, and Dazed is going to drop one, and that leaves it all on Simphis. Bye-bye Simphis, as Day's going to be able to pick him up. So 14-12 now. iBUYPOWER looking to go up to match point.
That was a great retake by iBUYPOWER. Steel had the perfect amount of patience at long to ensure that the op wasn't looking at him. Then he peeks out. That drew enough of Simphis' attention to allow only one rifle to be able to contest the guys on Cat. And they just went down methodically after that.
And you know what was cool is they knew that they had the man advantage no matter what happened. So instead of trying to contest A and possibly get an unfavorable trade, everyone just ditched A and just left Skadoodle there and said, do what you can. And they just quickly got to Catwalk, and they had a guy staying long, and they just quickly got to those rotation points, so as soon as the bomb went down, they could just hit it. And with Cole being, you know, smokes, flashes, they have so many angles they need to watch in such a tight space, it was just, they had nowhere to go. That was just perfect play by iBUYPOWER.
Alrighty, we're going to see Swag once again picking up the big green, and he drops 2 in middle. Make that 3 as Anger, Simphis, and Nothing all get dropped by the AWP of Swag, but they have answered back a couple of frags here as Steel and Skadoodle both get dropped. And that's going to leave it all on the back of Sean Garris and Hiko for the remainder of compLexity, as that was a beautiful, beautiful round so far from Swag in defense of that middle area, and they actually got the bomb dropped as well. And oh, he hit the leg shot on Sean Garris up in the top of mid through to T spawn. And this guy Swag, he is just nuts. He is nuts. There's nothing else you can say about the guy. He is just completely nuts. And you can't really call him a guy because he's like 17. He's not even a legal adult yet. So there's nothing more you can say about the kid. The kid is good.
He's just carrying this right now. It's amazing the impact he's had on this match. It's just unbelievable. That leg shot too, because it's not like the opening shot up and down mid is when you know they're gonna jump at some point in the next 5 seconds. He could have jumped like whenever. He could have, so I could have been there for 10 more seconds, and it's just crazy that he managed to get that leg shot.
Oh, through the smoke! Are you kidding me? I'm just going to follow Swag because he is a one-man highlight reel. Sean Garris gets dropped through the smoke in the top of mid. This kid is insane. Swag showing up on Dust 2 once again for his team. AZK going to drop 2, make that 3 in the B bomb site, and this is surely going to be all she wrote as Swag's going to clean up Hiko. 16-12, iBUYPOWER over compLexity. Holy shit.
And another one of their players, AZK, just always comes up with big plays. And they just have some playmakers on that team, and it just gets a little out of hand sometimes, but Swag was just on fire that whole match from start to finish.
That was insane. That was totally insane.
All right, if you guys hang around for a second, we're going to have Dazed from iBUYPOWER coming in to do a bit of a talk with us.
Oh, snap!
DZD entered channel.
Yep.
The man, the legend himself, Sam Daze Marine of iBUYPOWER, who just defeated Cole 16-12.
What's going on, Daze? Congratulations.
Moses, congrats to you too, dude. You got me some skins earlier, dude.
Oh man, you guys and your skins.
Put some value on you.
Mega Man is now accepting skin donations from top invite players, just so you guys know. Well, that was a thrilling match, Daze. Congratulations on that. 16-12. That's the second time you guys have beaten compLexity 16-12 this season. And I want to say it was a hard-fought victory, but you guys just completely took control in the second half and just shut them down. And there's just, not a whole lot that they could have even done. I mean, they didn't win a single round after the first gun round. So,
we actually
what are
lost
your
both
thoughts,
pistols.
man? Yeah, I saw that too. That's ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. For you guys to be able to maintain your composure. And that was what we said. Going into the second half, you guys were down 8-7 going on to CT side.
And losing
compLexity
pistol, so it was 11-7.
Yeah.
Right?
How do you get your team hyped back up? How do you guys maintain your composure, keep your focus, and reel in a team like compLexity, because they're not a bad team, obviously. But how do you convince your team to don't get discouraged, keep your focus?
Well, first off, going into CT side, that's our better half on that map. Like, our CT side's really, really good, especially against certain types of teams. And Cole's one of the type of teams that we're good at on our CT side, just playstyle versus playstyle. So we weren't really worried or anything. After losing pistol, they would be huge favorites there, 11-7 T side, Dust 2. But because all our players just know how to hold their individual spots so well that we're just so confident on that CT side. And, on T side, we were really panicky. We really didn't play well at all. If you watched us, we had no map control. We were going 5 people long. It was really unorganized. And come CT side, we just tried to refocus. We said, you know what, our CT side's our better side. Let's just play our normal game. Because honestly, we really didn't play our normal game on T side. We kind of just, honestly, we were trying stuff that we never really tried. We weren't really playing properly. We should have been running more defaults and stuff like that. And we were playing too fast and things like that. And we weren't really very composed. And so we just kind of talked to each other on CT side before we started. And we're like, listen, just play how we normally do and we'll win. And everyone just did that. And, that's the result right there. I mean, the only one they round on their T side was when Hiko 3v1'd us, which was completely our faults.
That was a nasty clutch. Our Twitch chat went crazy for that. That was pretty incredible. But that's what Hiko does. You know, that's just the player that he is. He's the swag now of complexity. You know, obviously we were watching a lot of the rounds. Things specifically on your guys' T side that were really positive things was when you sent swag lurking in B tunnels, and you know you threw all your shit at A, and you provoked that rotation, and swag just walks all the way into B completely undetected. And one round he got picked from nothing, and I think you guys lost that round. But the other time that he managed to get all the way in there, you guys easily won that round. And that's like the whole lurking thing. And that was exactly what Hiko did to you guys that round. You know, lurked around, got a couple of kills, and then was able to solidify that 1 versus 2.
Well, here's the thing. On Dust 2, anytime you see 2 players in mid and you know the B player's in mid, that B guy goes into B site. And that's what Brax was doing. That's his job. That's his role. The thing is, we weren't capitalizing on that as a team. So many times he would B and B, he'd get a kill and things like that. And we were just so sloppy on running back to him and things like that, that we were losing so many rounds that we should have won. I think we lost a 3v5 on T side. I think we lost so many rounds where we had huge openings, like where they would take a gun battle individually 1-on-1 versus us, and we'd always win it. Right? We pretty much won it every single time, right? Like at least probably like 80% of the time, we probably won those individual opening fights, but then we never capitalized it. And that's just purely our fault and just a lack of composure on our parts, to be honest.
Yeah, was that maybe because I noticed that 1-3v5 you mentioned that you lost. You know, Swag had that B site for like 20 seconds before any of you moved from long A or mid. Was that just kind of like maybe a new teammate communication error, or was that just literally, as you said, sloppiness on your part?
Well, I mean, we are a new team. We were in some unfamiliar territory. We were doing, like, as I said, on T side, we didn't play like our normal game. So what happens is you get in unfamiliar territory and you don't exactly know how every teammate should respond and how the CTs are going to respond to it either. So because of that, we were making honestly, just some like rookie mistakes, you know, like one time when he wasn't beat, it was a 3v5. We got the kill at long. I, like an idiot, went back to mid and peeked the cat guy and died to him. All of a sudden, 4v5, we had 3 guys long, 1 guy in B. Really weird situation. You know, like, you're literally, like, almost never in that situation as a T. So we weren't really composed enough to just kind of stop, think, and then capitalize off the situation we were in, because we could have made it work and won those rounds. But instead, just being in that unfamiliar territory, not being very composed, we just made mistakes, to be honest. And that's all there is to it.
Well, it's better that you guys work out these kinks before you make it to the ESEA land. That's for sure. So it's good practice and good awareness for you guys down the road. One thing that I wanted to touch on, obviously, you know, they've had the interviews with Steel and all that stuff. You guys brought Steel back to the roster. I mean, I say back to the roster, but, you know, he's played with AZK in the past. He's played with you in the past. So it makes sense to have him on the team. You guys picked up Swag. And now a lot of people are boasting iBUYPOWER, #1 team in North American CS. You guys have beaten complexity twice now. You've strung 6 straight victories in ESEA Invite. I know that you guys had to play with a couple of ringers back at the beginning of the season, so we can't really count those against you. But how do you feel your team is meshing so far with the 2 pickups that you've made over the past couple of weeks?
Well, it's definitely just a learning experience. But as far as the like what's concerning right now, like what we're not doing well, are things that we can fix, you know? But the actual like baseline, if you know what I mean, of just what everyone's doing is so strong. Like I would be a lot more worried if we were losing the gun battles and it was 3v5 on their side and then we were winning rounds. Like I would be, or like 3v5 on our side and we were winning rounds. I'd be super worried, you know, because that's really hard to fix. Like if you can't win those individual opening gunfights and things, that's really difficult, like a really difficult thing to fix. How are you going to just tell people, yeah, you need to just kill that guy?